the diver, the dolphin, and the hidden danger in the heart of the Caribbean Sea, where sun-drenched beaches meet turquoise waters, lies the tranquil town of Coral Cove. It was here that Brian, a seasoned diver and one of the best scuba guides in the region, had made his home. One morning, with a few hours left before the arrival of tourists, Brian decided to dive alone in a rarely visited spot. The underwater world greeted him with its usual stunning beauty, schools of colorful fish, waving sea plants, and a silence that spoke volumes. But the serenity didn't last long. Suddenly, shouts echoed from the shore. A small group of tourists were frantically pointing at a cluster of jagged rocks. Though he couldn't understand their words, Brian immediately sensed something was wrong. Swimming quickly toward the noise, he soon heard a desperate, high-pitched squeal. Wedged between the rocks was a baby dolphin, trembling and stuck, unable to free itself. With careful hands, Brian maneuvered through the sharp edges, gently lifting the tiny creature back into open water. The baby squealed in delight, circled the diver in a joyful dance, and with a playful flick of its tail, vanished into the sea. Brian smiled, content the young dolphin was unharmed. But just as he turned to leave, the dolphin reappeared, this time acting strange, swimming in urgent circles around him before darting off again. Curious, Brian followed. They swam together for quite a while. The diver, though growing tired, trusted the little guide. Eventually, they reached a secluded cove rarely visited by people. But what Brian saw there shocked him. A large fishing vessel sat anchored in the forbidden waters. The reefs here were protected home to rare marine species, yet the boat's nets told a dark story. Fish of all kinds were trapped, but one sight struck Brian harder than all the rest. An adult dolphin, tangled and struggling in the nets. The baby dolphin swam desperately around his mother. Without hesitation, Brian dove beneath the surface, cutting the netting with precision and care. Slowly, the adult dolphin was freed. She let out a series of high-pitched calls, thank yous in her language, and swam off with her baby by her side. Safe at last. Now it all made sense. The baby had tried to alert the tourists to his mother's plight and in the process got stuck himself, but fate had placed Brian nearby. Wasting no time, Brian returned to shore and called the Coast Guard. Authorities arrived swiftly, catching the poachers before they could flee. With Brian's help, they rescued the remaining trapped sea life and secured the fragile reef. By day's end, Brian was exhausted but fulfilled. He had saved not just one dolphin, but an entire corner of the ocean from further harm, because sometimes, the smallest cries lead to the greatest acts of courage.